Ladies and gentlemen, what you are witnessing is one of the worst displays of a gunship in action on Black Ops 4. I am not experienced with this thing in the slightest. I did not get this by going on a 15 plus kill streak, no, I'm not that good at COD bruh. I'm actually blind AF in this game sometimes. If everyone's ghosted, I ain't killing anyone with my streaks. I couldn't even tell if this guy was a player or not until he started shooting me. Damn, I'm blind. But blindness aside, guys, let me tell you, if you're looking for broad daylight robbery, if you want high point streaks at the cost of a couple hundred points, or if you're like me and suck at staying alive, the care package is your best friend.
Special delivery.
I just turned this into an advertisement, wow. I think it's arguably one of the more underrated and underused streaks, within good reason though, because there are some downsides to using it, but I've added this to my streak selection recently and wanted to give you my thoughts on it. And just so you know, I only have footage from Black Ops 4 and Cold War, since those are the only two I have installed at the moment. I have Modern Warfare, but that thing will take forever to install, man. I don't even have space for it. But anyway, let's go. Okay, so initially, when I first started playing COD, I never bothered with the care package. The description felt too good to be true, like call in a random kill streak or score streak. Like there was no way they'd give you a chance of getting streaks like the Gunship, Strike Team, VTOL, Thresher, Strafe Run, all the ones that could change the tide of a match for just 5 or 6 kills. The way I used to see it was the care package would only drop streaks that costed lower than the streak itself, you know, things like the UAV, counter UAV, RCXD, etc. That's honestly what I thought we would be limited to whenever we called it in. You know, that seemed to make more sense. But I was wrong. They were being serious when they said you can literally get anything. Even the Gunship if you're lucky, and I'd assume the same goes for Modern Warfare, you'd have a chance of getting the Juggernaut from a care package. Now to make this streak appear less broken, I used to also think they'd reduce the chances of getting the more devastating streaks. For example, you know, having a 1% chance of getting the Gunship, 5% chance for the Strike Team, Chopper Gunner, Harp, and for the lighter streaks like the UAV, Counter UAV, and the RCXD, you'd have an increased chance of getting those from the care package. You could tell I played a lot of MMORPGs with this thought process, but then again I'm completely wrong. Those percentages seem non-existent, it's most likely an equal chance for everything. Between Cold War and Black Ops 4, I've gotten almost every streak at least once from the care package. Cruise Missile, Death Machine, Napalm, War Machine, Sentry Gun, even some of the more serious ones like the Chopper Gunner and the Harp. And obviously some of the low tier ones like the Counter UAV, Spy Plane, the Combat Bow, which was actually kind of fun to use. You name it, I've got it before. You know, there hasn't been a streak I've been getting consistently, if that makes sense. They've all been pretty random as the description says. And trust me, they've all come in clutch when I needed them the most. Things like the Drone Squad, which I even forgot existed in Black Ops 4, was actually pretty useful when you run into players using their special abilities. One other cool thing is that you can stack the kill streaks you get from your care packages. It works on Black Ops 4, I'm not sure about Cold War yet, but I actually got my Lightning Strike and still had my RCXD from the previous package here. I initially thought you could only carry one care package streak at a time, so they'd replace each other. That's what I get for assuming. But yeah, if you're doing well in a match, you can stack at least 2 streaks on top of each other, although I'm unsure if this is limited. There could be a max capacity for that slot or something. Now there are a couple things to note about Cold War. It's essentially one of the easier CODs, it's much more forgiving. You see, when you die, your points don't actually reset, you keep them. So you're most likely going to get the streaks you chose if you have a decent game. Obviously, if you're getting absolutely shit on, it's much harder, but because of this change, streaks are very much active and easier to obtain in Cold War. You can kind of play a bit more risky if you want. The only downside to dying in Cold War is you lose your streak bonus points, so you earn a lot less when you respawn. If anything, the care package is most likely underused here since you can kind of get the streaks you want without having to rely on RNG. I think Cold War is the first and the only COD to set kill streaks like this. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, Black Ops 4 and the other CODs are a lot less forgiving, which is why I run low tier streaks for those games in general. You know, I want to play a lot more carefully, a bit reserved, and build up my points with things like the UAV, Counter UAV, and pair this with the Cosmic device, because it's useful too as the streaks you get require less points with that. I think it's fair to say I get a bit careless at times, which often cost me my potential streaks, so yeah. However, I have to address the elephant in the room, one of the more controversial streaks in Cold War, Air Patrol. The streak that ruins all streaks, well, most of them. People love it, people hate it. Essentially, it lets you shoot down almost any air-based kill streaks, so no more having to use another class with FMJ and a secondary rocket launcher. You can just call this in and get rid of whatever is causing you problems. Now you can't shoot down everything, can't shoot down artillery obviously, but for Napalm and the Cruise Missile I think you can, but you have to time it way before they call it in, which is pretty much impossible. You've got to get lucky with that. It's a streak that shouldn't be wasted, and you'll see a lot of players like myself use it for things like the Chopper Gunner, Strafe Run, Harp, and the Gunship, you know, some of the more offensive streaks. Someone shot down my care package delivery chopper one time, luckily I still got it, but that was cutting it very close. And yes, I hold my hands up, I use the Air Patrol as well. I feel bad sometimes because when someone has worked hard to get their Chopper Gunner or Gunship, for it to just get shot down with a click of a button is mad. But if the enemy team gets a hold of streaks like that, the game is pretty much over. The character just becomes a pinball in a pinball machine, just getting sent left, right, and center. Look at this. The air patrol just prevents that. And they actually shoot down every single enemy streak that's currently active, so if there are multiple streaks up, they're all gone. And side note, air patrols can counter other air patrols, so if you're in a party, you can help your friend out if they're about to be shot down. And that's also another reason why the care package isn't used much in Cold War. Because it's so random, getting a gunship would be cool, but there's always a chance someone will shoot it down, so you're better off running ground-based streaks or ones that cannot be shot down. The War Machine, Hand Cannon, Death Machine are all popular choices, and if you die while you have these equipped, you don't actually lose the streak altogether, you only lose it once you fired it, which is generous. I feel like we've transitioned and gone from seeing a lot of air-based streaks to ground-based streaks thanks to the air patrol. Because in all honesty, the gunship ain't as popular in Cold War compared to Black Ops 4. Even with the added benefit of keeping your points, I think a lot of people have the expectation it'll get shot down, so they just don't use it. I barely see it anymore. Whether that's for better or worse, I don't know, but it's definitely had an impact on streak choices, and the care package is a very risky one to use because of that. Speaking of risk though, the care package has its downsides as I said before, and it can be a little rage inducing because of how it operates. The care package doesn't work like every other kill streak. You're not given it instantly, you actually have to toss a marker and wait for a helicopter to drop it off for you, as you already know, so there's a little bit of a process to it. It doesn't take long, but sometimes it feels like an eternity. Because COD is so fast paced, you need to choose the right time to call it in. There's nothing worse than spawns flipping when you've called in your care package just to have it stolen. I've been pretty lucky for the most part. Sometimes I cut it a bit too close because, as you know, once you call in a streak, the whole lobby knows you have one on the way. It's like opening a pack of chewing gum in class, bro. This is why I kinda overdo it when calling one in. I'll head to the very back of the map, go prone, do all that extra shit just for it to be an RCXD. But hey, it's better to be safe than sorry, because I've actually managed to steal other players' packages before. I think I got a Mantis from this guy's package, sorry man. But, but that actually helped us secure the win here. It's a hard pill to swallow watching your kill streak being used by another player on the enemy team, especially if it's one of the more dangerous ones, but karma came back to bite me in the ass. I've had my packages stolen numerous times. On one occasion, I foolishly called in mine here because I thought the spawns were going to flip. Then I realized that none of my teammates were spawning on this side of the map.
Wow! 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 Bow! Wow! Bow! Wow! 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 Bow! Wow! Bow! Bow! Wow! Bow! Wow! Bow wow! Bow wow! Bow! Bow wow! Bow! Bow wow! Bow! Bow wow! Bow! Wow!
Yeah, Mugbe. Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no 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 way, boy.
That streak turned out to be a Mantis. Oh my days. I actually went back to go and collect it, mainly because I didn't see the notification that someone had already called it in. I had a slimmer of hope that no one stole it, only for me to ignore the fake sniper's nest icon and watch this thing blow up my friend and myself. Sorry bro. It wasn't too bad because the match was almost over, but imagine if it only just started. Almost forgot to mention you can actually misplace your care package and get them stuck on top of buildings. Don't know why or how I screwed this one up, but I think the marker turned red at the last second, but luckily, it was only an RCXD, so it wasn't that deep. But yeah, those are the two main problems really, getting them stolen and stuck. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to touch on really. The care package is like a double-edged sword. Cool because you have the chance to get any streak, but at the same time it puts you in a very volatile position given the fact that you have to call it in and wait for it to be delivered. Within that time, enemy players could be lurking around long enough just to take that from you. But if you're a player who doesn't use it, I'd say give it a try. Your experiences may vary depending on the COD game in question, but it's good fun having the chance at obtaining any streak. Shoot your shot, as they say, because the results may surprise you. Yes, the pun was intended. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's been Dre, take care and see you next time.